Cat Quest 3 is a 2.5D open world action adventure game where we control a cat taking to the seas searching for the ultimate treasure, battling plenty of pirates along the way. Cat Quest 3 has 31 trophies to collect and takes around roughly 10 hours to complete. We start our journey with a tale about a legendary treasure called the North Star, which came crashing down from the heavens. A treasure which can grant you all your heart's desires. And all those hunting this treasure are called Seekers. However, the Seekers that eventually found the treasure hid it away so no one else could use its powers. Many years later, a new batch of Seekers are trying to find this treasure. After crash landing on an island as a baby, we were rescued by Captain Cappy, our spirit guide. 15 years later, our journey to find the North Star treasure begins. We arrive at an island we believe has the answers we are looking for. Armed with a sword and a gun, we slay some nearby rats who were looking a bit sus. Before finding ourselves something called a star rune, which can help guide us to the treasure we seek. When we suddenly hear a strange voice. But before we can make sense of what's going on, we are interrupted by a funny little rat called Squeaky. Squeaky then orders his boys to clean us up, and we practice some of our magic, taking down his boys with ease. Squeaky then panics and says that they work for the Pirate King. Squeaky's friend Mr. Clean then falls from the sky and attacks. We take care of Mr. Clean, who after defeat dropped the keys to a nearby ship they left behind. Grabbing some loot, we then board our new ship and set sail for the main island of Pervana. On the way, we arrive at a little island where we slay some more rats and open some more treasure chests, unlocking the first trophy, first secret for finding a hidden item. We also enter the first of many caves spread around the world. Exploring the cave, we fight more rats and find even more treasure. We keep sailing until we reach Pervana, where we run into the Pirate King. The Pirate King claims he is close to the treasure and scurries off. But since we have the star rune, these special towers will help guide us. We head inside a tavern called the Milky Barrel, where we meet Mama Milker. And she pretty much tells us to abandon any hope of finding the treasure, since the Pirate King has teamed up with someone called Meowtalika to make sure no one else can beat him. Inside the Milky Barrel, we also see a bunch of bounty posters on the wall, and for the Platinum Trophy, we must collect them all. We then check out the Magic Bone and the Blacksmith, where we are able to upgrade our weapons and magic items. Before heading out, making our way through Booty Cave. Killing some rat skeletons. We come out the other side and continue in the direction the Star Towers are guiding us. Grabbing all the treasure we can find along the way. And killing plenty of pirates. When we come across a dungeon called Castle Ruins, an old castle with multiple floors, each filled with plenty of rats to kill. We fight our way to the top and take on the rat boss. Defeating the main boss, we unlock the treasure room, where we are surprised by Squeaky and Mr. Clean once again, who thank us for taking care of the trader rats. They tell us that the Pirate King will be waiting for us at the North Star treasure, so he must want us to find it as well. Bit sus. We also unlock the trophy for finding our first ship blueprint. Exiting the castle, we get the Armory Amateur Trophy for finding 10 pieces of equipment. Then we continue in the direction of the star guides and arrive at a tower with a bunch of locked chains on it. We spy on Squeaky trying to get in and overhear that the North Star treasure may be inside. After checking out the locks ourselves, the star towers change and point us in a new direction. Following the stars once again, we run into a funny little fella called Alias. who infiltrates our mind, and we then speak to some sort of greater beings. They tell us the story of the Dragon Wars and how humankind was on the brink of extinction. But their creation, something called dragon blood, caused them to be imprisoned in the zero dimension. Alias then asks us to find the North Star treasure so humankind can survive another war. Back to reality, Alias is gone and Cappy is seriously confused about what is going on. The stars eventually guide us to the Orion ruins, when we bump into Captain Meowtalica, leader of the Metalhead Pirates working for the Pirate King, before disappearing back into the ruins. We then receive a recommendation to upgrade our equipment before entering the ruins ourselves. So we make a quick trip to the blacksmith. And the magic bone. And then make our way inside the ruins. Fighting our way through the Metalhead rats. Grabbing all the treasure we can find along the way, unlocking the Treasure Rummager trophy for opening 20 treasure chests. We chuck on our new cool helmet and find Meowtalica, who can't seem to get through a gate, so he zaps himself away. But when we try to get through the gate, it opens straight away. On the other side of the gate, we find a mural of the North Star. While we are admiring the mural, someone called Seeker Orion pops out of nowhere and tries to kill us. We slay the Seeker Orion, who then gives us an ability and one of the 3 keys we need for those locked chains. Also getting the Seeker's armor, we grab the rest of the treasure chests in the dungeon and head back out. After exiting the dungeon, we see one of the locked chains disappear from the Star Tower. We return to the tavern where Mama Milka is excited we found her jug of milk on our travels and she rewards us with a treasure chest. Continuing our expedition, we unlock the Puzzler trophy for completing 1 set of puzzle stones. Jumping back onto our ship, we continue following our star guides, which lead us to a little island with another ruin, where we overhear another conversation Squeaky is having with one of the Metalhead Pirates, before they head into the ruins in search for more clues about the North Star. But before we can follow them in, we are ambushed by pirate ships from both crews. They are double our level and are way too powerful, and they blow me up. So we must get a lot stronger before coming back here. Or I can rush back in to see if this time I can take them all down, which I can't. So with my ship destroyed, I quickly flee. After a little more exploring, we stumble across another dungeon. During this dungeon, we find an item called the Love Purr Chronicles Book 1, which will come in handy later on. Exiting the dungeon, we come across a grumpy fisher cat who asks for help catching 4 different types of catfish. We then find a mysterious tower with a cloaked figure hanging out front, who tells us that something is waiting for us at the top. But we need something called an infinity key before we can enter. After doing a couple little side quests and dungeons, we find the Love Purr Islands, where that book we found before comes in handy. We need to help a ghostly pink rat complete his love story by finding 3 of his stolen love books. And since we already found the first one, we only have to find 2 more. Back on task now, we head back to the ruins where we may find the next clue to finding the North Star treasure. We defeat all the boats out front and make our way inside. These ruins, as predicted, are filled with rats. Pushing through the ruins, we find Squeaky again, who doesn't want to let us past, so he tries to fight us. But he goes down in 1 hit. And just around the corner, we find another mural of the North Star treasure, when another ghostly figure appears, Seeker of Antares. Another old seeker of the North Star treasure whose soul is now bound to it. Refusing to help us find the treasure, he challenges us to a duel. Needing magic and range attacks to take him down. Dodging all his spells, we eventually kill him and get a bit of loot for our troubles. Including a new spell and the Key of Antares. Collecting the rest of the chests and completing the dungeon, we make it back outside and another padlock falls off the tower. With the Star Towers now guiding us in a new direction once again, we smash out a quick couple of side quests and dungeons. Getting the trophy Treasure Pouncer for opening 50 chests. We upgrade our gear some more. And we slay the Boar King. And unlock the trophy for finding 5 blueprints for our ship. Sailing to the next island the stars are guiding us to, the ruins are blocked off by a gate. So we make our way around the island trying to unlock the gate when we run into Alias again, who tells us a little story about the war between cats and dogs, and tells us that us finding the North Star is the only way to survive what's to come. We unlock the gate to the ruins and battle a bunch of oinkers before heading inside. We find a nice new oinker shield to unlock the trophy for finding 40 different pieces of equipment. Then we make it to the boss, the Oinker Chief. Using our new shield we found to block most of the Oinker Chief's attacks, we slay the Oinker Chief and complete the dungeon. Impressed with our fighting skills, he rewards us with the final key to unlock the Seeker Ruins. We exit the ruins and the final lock falls off the tower. We make our way back to the tower where we try to enter, but we are ambushed by Squeaky and his boys. We make very light work of these rats, so Squeaky summons Mr. Clean again to fight his battles for him. And we kick Mr. Clean's butt. And then make our way inside the ruins. However, the rats inside are a bit too strong, so it's time to go and level up a bit more before coming back. Returning to the Milky Barrel, we unlock the first bounty trophy for claiming our first wanted poster. Then after some more exploring, we find the Ice Pirate's hideout. We battle our way to the top floor, where we then battle the Ice Pirate Captain. Shooting us with countless ice attacks, we defeat the Ice Pirate Captain, unlocking a new ice spell and getting even more treasure. We claim a couple more bounties posted inside the Milky Barrel, where we get another trophy for opening 80 treasure chests. Feeling a little bit stronger now, we return to the Polaris Ruins. Venturing through, we run into the Pirat King himself, who has been waiting for us to arrive. The Pirat King also admits that he was the one who attacked our ship all those years ago, trying to catnap us. But it turns out he didn't need to steal us all those years ago because we found the treasure for him anyway. And now, no longer needing us, he sets a couple of useless rats onto us. We kill the rats, so the Pirate King explains that only a Seeker can unlock the ruins, then drops more rats onto us. We also easily fight off these new rats. And the Pirate King then shares that he is cursed and pretty much invincible, as he is neither dead or alive, and needs the North Star treasure to reverse the curse. Finally summoning Captain Meowtalica, he sends his metalhead rats to fight us now. Much tougher than the normal rats, we eventually kill them all. Captain Meowtalica then rewards us with a ticket to his concert for killing all his men and disappears. Trying to beat the Pirate King to the treasure, we look at the mural on the wall. Realizing it's the Infinity Tower, we come to the conclusion that the treasure must be at the top, and we get the Infinity Key to access the tower. But before we try to beat the Pirate King to the treasure, we take the time to smash out some more dungeons and level up a bit. Now we make our way to the Infinity Tower, where the Pirate King is waiting inside. He seemingly has figured out something about the treasure, but before he spills the beans, we are spotted. Surprised to see us still alive, he's excited for our final battle and disappears yet again. We kill the little rats he leaves behind, and we start heading to the top of the tower, hoping the treasure is still there. When all of a sudden, we get an ominous warning. So now we must fight off the ghosts of previous enemies we've faced, fending off wave after wave of enemies. We come face to face with two Boar Kings, and they beat the crap out of me. So needing to get stronger once again, we go and upgrade our gear some more. Making our way to the Meowtalica concert, we try to get in, but it is guarded by the Meowtalica's ship. Needing to destroy the ship to gain access to the concert. Dodging plenty of electric cannonballs, we defeat the boss, and then head inside to the concert. Handing over our ticket, we come face to face with Captain Meowtalica. Still using our fire shield to block and dodge all the electricity. We win the fight. Unlocking the Rock On Superstar trophy. Meowtalica apologizes for trying to eat our soul, and he gives us a signed Meowtalica guitar, along with some new armor. Thus completing the Meowtalica concert dungeon. Armed with our new gear, we head back to the Infinity Tower, and this time we make it all the way to the top. At the top of the tower, a mysterious creature appears and claims to be the North Star treasure, but not in its true form. We learn that all the wardens of the North Star treasure sacrifice themselves to guard the treasure and keep the North Star's powers at bay. We get the North Star treasure's essence and now must take it to where the treasure truly lies. Captain Cappy then starts acting super sus. We plummet back down the tower, and upon exiting, hear again from the North Star voice, who tells us where we can find it. The Sunset Isles. Sailing to the Sunset Isles, it is filled with level 50 fire enemies. We find a big door leading to where we need to go. However, once again, there is 3 locks on it. We overhear some spicy squids talking about where we can find the 3 tenter keys used to unlock the door. We defeat the little spicy squid and get the first tenter key. Before finding Alias again, pretending to be a bird. Alias starts rambling about timelines and artifacts again, and about an upcoming apocalypse, then tells us to hurry up. We complete a nearby cave, finding a cool new shotgun. And we take down the spiciest squid, who is holding the second tenter key. Then we find a permaid who was locked up, and as a reward for freeing her, we can use her special shell phone to call up special permaid gear from under the sea. Now we must defeat the final tenter key boss, the Meowkoyakuza ship. Spitting fireballs at us, we dodge and weave, chipping away at its health, destroying the ship and nabbing the final key. We open the door, and inside, Captain Takamiyaki refuses to let us pass, wanting the treasure for itself. Using a special fire sword and launching more fireballs at us, we use our shotgun to blast the crap out of him. Getting the trophy, very spicy yet super sweet. All the spicy squids regroup and then let us through. Captain Cappy then randomly screams like a weirdo. And we get the squid's cool fire sword. Through the door, we enter a place called the Zero Dimension, and Squeaky has somehow managed to sneak his way in here. Squeaky tells us that the Pirate King is already speaking to the North Star, and then bolts. Chasing after him, we encounter a bunch of level 60 rats, and they whoop my ass. So, you guessed it, it's time to go out and level up some more. Finishing off some more side quests, we cash in a couple of the bounties we have collected. While sailing around, we come across a misty island covered with skeleton pirates and another pirate boss guarding a gate. We try to go through the gate, but we are surprised by none other than Squeaky and Mr. Clean. It turns out we have stumbled across the Pirate King's secret hideout, but the only way to gain access is to take down the Pirate King's main ship. We battle his ship, otherwise known as the Undying. And after defeating it, we unlock some cursed cannonballs. With the gate now unlocked, we make our way inside the Pirate King's hideout. And surprisingly, he is here. Squeaky drops down, preventing us from getting any closer. However, the Pirate King doesn't seem to mind. Sending Squeaky away, he tells us about the North Star treasure some more. He tells us the story of the Dragon Wars and how a great Dragon Lord perished. But since its soul was too powerful, it created this realm. He also says that his entire crew suffered from a plague and they came here searching for a cure. However, the Dragon Lord's soul offered him a choice. So the Pirate King saved his crew by taking on all their suffering himself. But now that he has this curse, the only thing that can cure him is the North Star. But we need it more for whatever reason, so we fight the Pirate King for it. And we defeat the Pirate King, earning the King of Pirates No More trophy. And also earning ourselves his cool armor. The Pirate King then disappears yet again, and we get a dragon bone for our troubles. With the Pirate King now defeated, we should be able to go reach the North Star unopposed. Leaving the Misty Island, we head back to the Milky Barrel to claim a couple more bounties. Sailing around some more, we come across the biggest, baddest ship sailing the seas, the Duck of Doom. A level 80 ship who has been terrorizing everyone around these waters. It takes some patience and a lot of evasive maneuvers, but we manage to slay the Duck of Doom and get the Quack Goes the Duck trophy. The next bounty we have to claim is Dracula, hiding out in the 8-bit castle. And defeating Dracula gets us the once bitten, 8 times shy trophy. Next up, we sail out to Cthulhu's Rest, a place Milky Mama told us about, where we must fight off Cthulhu, a giant sea creature who killed her entire crew. Needing to dodge all Cthulhu's tentacles and fireballs, hitting it with cannonball after cannonball, we slay the mighty beast, getting the Paws Over Tentacles trophy, also getting the Fang of Cthulhu, and we get the final ship blueprint to unlock the Ship Muster trophy. We bring the Fang back to Mama Milky as proof of the creature's demise, which also gets us the trophy for completing Mama Milky's questline. Everyone celebrates and we claim the bounties for the bosses we've just defeated. Now it's finally time to head back to where the North Star treasure is hiding to finish off the main story. Back inside the Zero Dimension, we have to fight off Squeaky and Mr. Clean again. Squeaky, as per usual, goes down in one hit, and we take out Mr. Clean with relative ease. Continuing on our path, Alias is waiting for us, and unsure of which timeline we are in, is hoping that this is the one where we succeed. Through another giant door, we find the North Star waiting. But the Pirate King all of a sudden appears, making one last ditch effort to get the treasure, challenges us to one last fight. But by this point, we are pretty powerful and we kick his ass. Squeaky and Mr. Clean then reappear and convince the Pirate King that he doesn't need the North Star treasure since they have each other. And they vanish. The North Star tells us of how the Seekers were meant to be an army of its own creation, possessing its power and fulfilling its desires. But once they realised what was happening, they sealed the North Star away and became wardens, preventing future Seekers from finding it. The North Star tries to convince Captain Cappy to sacrifice me to give Cappy eternal life. Cappy refuses and tells us to run, but we aren't fast enough and we get grabbed. However, we come to and something's not right. We see Captain Cappy's soulless ball lying on the ground, sacrificing itself to save us. Wanting to avenge our friend and also not wanting to die, we fight the North Star. After defeating the North Star, Alias rocks up and congratulates us for turning the North Star back to its original form. Alias then quickly takes the North Star, and we hear Cappy trying to speak to us. Cappy, with its last words, says that we were its North Star all along, and slowly slips away. But then quickly returns to us and all is good again. And we have a big hug. Getting the "My North Star was always you" trophy for finally finding the North Star treasure. We then get to see Alias speaking to all the other aliases. Alias actually used an artifact to revive our friend. And now with all 3 artifacts, the aliases set out to begin what they've wanted all along. The apocalypse. What have we done? With the story now finished, we return to the point right before the Zero Dimension, where we can go around and clean up all the remaining trophies. We get Problem Solver for completing all 12 sets of puzzle stones. We complete the Golden Tower dungeon to unlock the Positively Golden trophy. We help the Mermaid find her Prince Charming, which is apparently Squeaky. Meowster work for completing the Blacksmith's questline. Community Helper for returning all lost items to their rightful owners. Also unlocking Spellmuster for learning all 10 spells. And another trophy for completing Mage Bonnie's questline. Love is Forever for finding all Clawford's stolen love books and completing his love story. We get the trophy for completing all the bounty posters. And Secret Perlunderer for finding every hidden item. And last but not least, we must fight off wave after wave inside the Infinity Tower to find this weird mushroom which gets us the trophy for collecting every piece of equipment in the game. And we finally achieved the Latinum Seeker Platinum Trophy for Cat Quest 3. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and let me know down in the comments below which games you would like to see me platinum next.